When 50 Cent starts throwing punches, you can always count on drama. But this time, the punch landed hard, and it was aimed squarely at Rick Ross. In a recent fiery Instagram live session, 50 Cent threw down a massive accusation that left the hip-hop world buzzing. According to 50 Cent, Rick Ross betrayed one of the most infamous names in the game, Big Meech. Yes, the same Big Meech who built the Black Mafia family, BMF, into a criminal empire, and was also closely tied to the rap world. But what really shook the community was 50 Cent's claim that Ross didn't just betray Big Meech, he allegedly left him broke. This accusation has raised the stakes in their long-running beef, adding a new, explosive layer to their already complicated rivalry. To understand the gravity of 50 Cent's words, you need to know just how powerful the names involved are. Big Meech, born Demetrius Flannery, is a legendary figure, not just in the streets, but in hip-hop culture as well. His rise in the criminal world and his eventual downfall have been subjects of fascination and intrigue for many years. The Black Mafia family, or BMF, is one of the most notorious drug empires in history, with its influence stretching far beyond just the criminal underworld. The group's involvement with rap music, particularly through artists like Young Jeezy, has made it a cornerstone of hip-hop history. Rick Ross, on the other hand, built his own empire in the rap world, and much of his persona is built on the image of being connected to the BMF. For years, Rick Ross has made references to Big Meech and the BMF in his music, and many believed that he had a close personal relationship with Meech. After all, Ross's rise to fame and his branding as a larger-than-life figure in the rap game seemed to be closely linked to the power and success of the BMF. But 50 Cent's latest accusations suggest that Ross's connection to Big Meech may have been more about image than reality. And even worse, that Ross left Big Meech high and dry when things got tough. The idea of betraying someone like Big Meech is already scandalous enough. Big Meech is a symbol of power, wealth, and influence in both the streets and the rap game. To accuse Rick Ross of betraying him is to suggest that Ross wasn't as loyal to the BMF as he's always made himself out to be. But what makes this even more explosive is the claim that Ross didn't just let Meech down in a general sense. He allegedly left him broke, financially stranded, and without the support he needed. This is not just a personal slight. It's a massive blow to Rick Ross's entire image, which has always been based on loyalty, wealth, and success. If Ross really did leave Big Meech in a vulnerable position, it would completely change the way the public views his entire career. The timing of this accusation is also significant. The beef between 50 Cent and Rick Ross is nothing new. It's been ongoing for years, with both rappers taking shots at each other through music, social media, and even personal attacks. But this latest move by 50 Cent feels different. It's not just about slinging insults or making fun of each other's past. This is a serious, high-stakes accusation aimed at the very heart of Rick Ross's identity as a rapper. Ross's entire persona has been built around his connection to the BMF, and if he's exposed as someone who turned his back on Big Meech when it counted, it could undo years of work he's put into building that image. Rick Ross has always been known for his larger-than-life persona, and much of that has come from his ties to the BMF. From his early days in the rap game, Ross leaned into the idea of being a boss, someone who was connected to powerful figures and living a life of luxury. His music, from the early mixtapes to his mainstream hits, has always featured references to the BMF, and his fans have come to believe that Ross was part of that world. Whether or not he was directly involved in the activities of the BMF is still up for debate, but his constant references to Meech and the crew painted a picture of someone who had access to the same power and wealth that Big Meech had built over the years. But now, 50 Cent is accusing Ross of betraying that very image. The accusation that Ross left Big Meech broke paints Ross as someone who might have used his connection to the BMF to boost his own career, only to abandon the very people who helped him get there. It's a devastating accusation because it calls into question Ross's loyalty, a value that is central to the hip-hop community. In hip-hop, loyalty is everything. Betraying a powerful figure like Big Meech is seen as a cardinal sin, and 50 Cent's comments bring that betrayal to light in front of millions of people. For a rapper whose entire career has been built around the idea of being a real, untouchable figure, this could be a career-ending revelation. What makes this even more dangerous for Ross is that 50 Cent's platform is massive. The Instagram live session where 50 Cent made these accusations had thousands of people tuning in, and the clip quickly went viral. 50 Cent knows exactly how to use social media to his advantage, and he's a master at manipulating the public narrative. By calling out Ross in such a direct and personal way, 50 Cent is putting pressure on Ross to respond. But no matter how Ross reacts, he's already been put on the defensive. If he tries to deny the accusations, he risks looking like he's trying to cover something up. If he doesn't respond at all, it could seem like he's guilty. Either way, 50 Cent has placed Ross in a situation where he has to explain himself, and no matter what he says, he'll be under intense scrutiny. For Rick Ross, the fallout from these accusations could be significant. His reputation as a boss, as someone who built an empire and remained loyal to his crew, is central to his brand. If the public begins to see him as someone who betrays those who help him rise, it could lead to a serious decline in his popularity. Fans who once admired Ross for his connection to the BMF might start to question whether he was ever truly a part of that world at all. The idea of him leaving Big Meech broke, someone who helped fuel Ross's success, could shatter his credibility in the eyes of many. The drama between 50 Cent and Rick Ross isn't just about music or petty insults. It's about loyalty, reputation, and the power of public perception. In the world of hip-hop, where authenticity and realness are valued above all else, a betrayal like the one 50 Cent is accusing Ross of could be devastating. If it turns out that Ross really did leave Big Meech broke, it could rewrite the story of Ross's career and change the way he's viewed in the industry. As the back and forth between the two continues, the stakes keep getting higher. 50 Cent has once again proven that he knows how to make headlines, and his latest attack on Rick Ross has put both of them back in the spotlight. For Rick Ross, the pressure is on to clear his name and maintain his reputation, but the question remains, can he overcome the weight of these accusations? Or will 50 Cent's bombshell expose a side of Ross that his fans never saw coming? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, the drama between these two is far from over, and the world is watching.